Welcome, Collective. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading as directed by Spirit. I welcome all of you that are new and all of you that have been here before. These are general readings. They're not going to resonate for everyone. There is a message in here for you. And if you're not finding yourself here, check your other placements. I appreciate all of you who are here, who support me, who comment, who support others in the comments section. So thank you. Let's get started with the overall energy. The blame card. I accept responsibility for my well-being. This card is coming through with a lot of sharp energy for me. And as is so often the case, whatever the collective is feeling, I am feeling too. So this idea of blame feels very harsh, but it indicates a way in which perhaps you have assumed a perspective of past experiences, relationships, opportunities in which you still carry a lot of resentment. It doesn't matter how far you feel you have progressed or grown, this bitterness still exists. And you have been working actually for quite a while to address this, to recognize, to forgive others, to forgive yourself. But a sense of anger and resentment persists for many of you. You're also aware that you can't move on. You can't actually claim your victory or your path holistically when you're still resenting words, deeds, actions of others where you feel you have been harmed. In the past energy, or rather, let's say the two energies that are clarifying this, the Four of Cups and the Death card. Yeah, you're really tired of this feeling. You see it, you're taking accountability for it, you're understanding that this is your anger, your burden, and it has been burdening you for a long time. No amount of dressing it up or focusing instead on the support that you know that you have, investing in the gifts that you know that you have, takes away the still lingering anger, this lingering doubt. Along with that is a realization that this is part of your transformation right now. No matter what your ultimate goals are or the service you see as your purpose, your creative expression, that this must be transformed. This resentment, this anger needs to be moved so that it is clearing the way for your blessings to come in. There are opportunities that are trying to come to you now that you are reluctant or skeptical of, or perhaps don't even see. And this is really your conscious awareness that this powerful sense of recognizing it. For many of you, this is a level of abuse. It isn't necessarily just the same old events or relationships that you are reviewing in a negative light, but this is the depth of the abuse or the violence that you experience through those relationships, the way that they intentionally blocked you from your blessings, from your success, your joy, or even your investment. And so this is something that is instrumental or intimately tied to the sense of rebirth that many of you are experiencing now. This rebirth that jettisons the old beliefs, habits, attitudes, expectations from the past away and really makes space for this new growth, this new version of yourself, this new lifestyle that you are welcoming, along with a clear belief in yourself. In the past, this represents you giving away so much power to others and allowing their actions, their words to block you, to encourage decisions that you know were not for your best good. This is quitting something that could have been powerful, but the need to hang in there. Others, you feel, robbed you of that. This is really heavy. This is really strong for a lot of you. And this is also very honest. Many of you that are recognizing this quality are people that consider themselves to have done a lot of personal work, to have opened themselves up to some phenomenal healing. And yet, honestly, you can say that there is still a bitterness to experiences that you see as potential opportunities. There's still a resentment that lingers, that holds you back, that consumes a lot of emotional space in your life. In the present, the Six of Cups really points this to a particular relationship. I often see this as a gift that is natural, authentic to you. Your experience of this, and this may point to one in particular that you believed represented a connection, a soul bond. This is someone or an opportunity that you knew was tailor-made for you. This is a connection that exceeded time and space in a way that you immediately recognize. But there was a lack of belief in yourself, a lack of trust in yourself or in the other person that was involved, that they could see the potential that you saw. And as a result of that, you didn't move forward. You didn't speak out. You were not straightforward in your understanding or desire because of your suspicion that the other person wasn't ready, couldn't see it, would not agree to what you saw as the potential of this opportunity or relationship. And that is something that you're really seeing yourself differently through. You have a lot of romantic illusions, I think, or romantic expectations about what this should have been. And those expectations allowed you to shut down out of fear that they wouldn't want to join you, that they would reject you. And in many ways, you created that rejection by refusing to step forward, by refusing to be honest or straightforward about it. And that rejection was very different, very less satisfying or less real because you never allowed yourself to be there. You never exposed yourself that way. And so that makes the dissatisfaction, the incompleteness of this experience even more bitter. In the past, the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So this is already taking me into the arena of a past experience, one that you're really coming to terms with and reorienting yourself around. Page of Cups, the King of Pentacles, speaks a lot about not only your natural talent, love, devotion, openness to love that fit in a particular frame that you understood. The King of Cups is symbolizing here this path to success, path to traditional achievement, comfort, stability, security, the expectation you may have had of this connection. It was very much around this idea that this is the way it was going to or should be playing out. This should be opportunity to gain mastery over your environment, over in some way a mastery of your profession, your craft, your environment, and this should protect your inner child. This should protect your loving nature. Someone else was going to shield your creative gift so that you could achieve this success, having assumed that they already would be achieving it on your behalf. So this is a complex set of expectations that you brought to something in the past that is still with you. The incompleteness, the dissatisfaction, the failure of this is something that still haunts you to this day. You've never been able to release the what if, partially or in large part because you saw the potential and you suspect that the other person did too, but you were probably right about what someone else wanted versus what you saw as possible. In the future, the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, it's interesting because in some ways I see this as challenges, a block, a clear block towards your establishing the foundation that will lend to your stability or security. This is not just about love. This is about stability, about abundance, about prosperity, about your ability to be comfortable, to be supported, to understand how to support yourself. So I see you really working hard to establish a foundation now into the future. And the way that it has required so much of your reviewing, your understanding more deeply this experience of resentment, of heartache, of rejection that you've experienced. This is something you feel you need to figure out. You have all of the love, all of the clarity, all of the talent and gift required to be successful. But your understanding of what success meant in the past is very different now. And you understand that it is necessary to release this Four of Cups, this dissatisfaction, this something is missing feeling from what you're building in the future. You understand that this is not really just you holding on to some old experience, but this is you attempting to establish a new foundation that is more resonant with who and what you are now. And you're building that in this time on a spiritual foundation of gratitude. And this is part of your strategy in releasing yourself from this intense emotional status, this state of anger, of resentment, of hostility even, of being aroused in a negative way every time you think of certain events or even people associated with them to this day. So let's see, I'm going to clarify the past, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups with just 2 cards, the Page of Cups again, interesting, and 2 fours again. 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Yeah, this is sort of mirroring the recognition of this deeper emotional jail, I would say, that many of you feel yourselves in. You recognize that this is a kind of prison of your own making. These events have come and gone and no longer really resonate in your life, but you're holding on to the anger, the betrayal, the falsity of actions levied against you is creating a sense of jail, is preventing this possibility to build something new. And this is particular with partnerships. Perhaps this is a way of reimagining this particular soul bond or opportunity in the past that would allow you to open up to some kind of balance, equal give and take, an openness to growing something, agreeing to something with others that does not expect what was offered in the past. The Page of Cups shows me you are truly trying. You are truly trying to open up your heart to the possibility that this was not what you thought it was. This soul tie, this soul bond, this opportunity was something altogether different. And even if this no longer exists in your life or this world, your talent does. That lives on, and you have the opportunity to experience it, to express it in a way that actually builds community, builds growth, builds and celebrates that growth. In the present, I'm going to ask for 2 cards again, the 6 of Cups, and I have the Star card. I'm going to take the Star card on its own terms. Yeah, this gift, this creative expression you have, even the way that relationships or a particular relationship is tied to that, has caused and generated an intense healing. It always pulls you back to your expectation of a better world, your expectation of the positive impact that your talent, your experience, your relationships can have on the world. And this is about re-envisioning your life, your lifestyle. For many of you, you feel yourself to be on a creative, a spiritual path. But this is really calling deeper in, helping you dig deeper, acknowledge what you've had to let go of as part of this complete overhaul of your life. When you thought these elements were consistent, would always be there, you're finding that this is not an ongoing, taken for granted opportunity or situation unless you release this baggage. And that baggage, as you know, is particular to each of you. But this is your following your North Star, following your vision anyway. You can't hold back. This gift you have keeps pushing you forward. And this is, for many of you, I feel this has been something that's been with you for your entire life. Something, perhaps a gift that emerged when you were young, something you pursued in your youth, something you could never release, something that you are reintroducing or re-innovating in your life. Not innovating, re-energizing in your life. In the future, the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles is clarified by, is that the Devil I see, and something else is stuck to it. So let's see what that 2 more cards, the Justice card and the Page of Wands, which this deck calls the Knave of Wands. Interesting. I do see the Devil and Justice as being one and the same. And I do see your attempt to rebuild this foundation based on your greater flame, your creative flame, your fire, your spiritual fire, what inspires you. You're allowing that to move you solely and singly. And this is hard work for you because you've been to the top of the mountaintop. For some of you, you've had great success and you've fallen from that success. And this is the opportunity to really understand where the balance, that experience of failure really took you, helped you to balance out those forces, to not look or depend on others to provide the sense of justice, of truth, of reward that you internalize. So this is an acknowledgement that you have everything you need, that you've already turned away from what is traditional, what is expected of you, being careful not to set up a whole new structure with a whole new set of similar constricting rules. And this is part of the challenge. It's easy to jettison one old model or lifestyle for another one that provides the same kind of limitation in your life. The expectations others assumed of you, you're fulfilling in your own way, in a way that allows you to move away from being a victim of the expectations of others, towards some real empowerment, some real way that you bring truth, balance, equity into the world. This is quite something. I'm going to finish this with a flower oracle. And I pulled on top, I'll just take that, the red rose. The key word is courage. Be brave, be strong, and believe. I have to say, for so many of you, you've already been working so hard. You're hyper aware as you get closer and closer to this place of balance, to establishing your own rules, to knowing you are your own authority. The rules are your rules. Old patterns seem to kick up in a way that they never lived in your consciousness before. So this is a battle that this is a struggle you've been working through for a long time. And as it comes up more in your face now, with more power, it is because you're getting close to releasing this old view of yourself, not just of the way others treated you. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.